Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today. Dave Miller, president here at EMAM. I have with me Emily Neal. She is our marketing guru, and we're talking today a little bit about some of the fun tools and third-party things for editors to use with our EMAM system. We will record today's session. Let us know if you want the recording. Happy to share that with you. And we have these short talks every week. And then we'll have, in 2 weeks, we'll have a webinar about the new version coming out, which we'll release at IBC. But with no further delay, let me turn it over to Emily so she can share some of the fun tools that you can work with if you're an editor. Thanks so much.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining our session today. I'm Emily. I'm the marketing manager for EMAM. Today, we're going to talk about a few free to use AI powered editing tools that can really help your editors maximize efficiency, reduce their workloads, which means your editors can spend more time polishing and perfecting their work instead of spending all their time combing through files, organizing, assembling, etc. If you have any questions during this presentation, please type them in the webinar chat and we will address them at the end. We'll have time for a Q&A. The three programs that we're going to talk about today is Adobe Firefly, Quickture, and Clipchamp. So first we're going to start off with Adobe Firefly. You'll need to sign in with an Adobe account to start here. Firefly is free to use technically, but their free account is pretty limited, with video generation being a premium feature and only 10 free image or vector generations a month. You can see right here, 10 out of 10 monthly complimentary generations, and those do not include video. I would definitely recommend using this application if you're already an Adobe Creative Cloud user, which that'll give you 4,000 generative credits each month. So to start, you just go to firefly.adobe.com, and here you can choose whether you'd like to generate an image, a video, or a vector graphic. We're going to go with video for this session. With the free account, you do get 2 complimentary video generations, so we'll use that here. Next, you're just going to enter in your desired prompt and press generate. I definitely recommend being as specific as possible when you're creating these prompts. The more detail you give it, the better the results are going to be. So we're going to enter a wide shot of a couple eating a romantic pasta dinner with glasses of red wine on a patio in Venice at sunset with a view of the canals and gondolas in the background. So again, we're being as specific as we possibly can for these prompts, just to make sure that everything goes as smoothly as possible. So here is our generated video. You can see it did a pretty good job. It's got all the elements that we asked for. Every clip that you get from Adobe Firefly is going to be 5 seconds. You can use some more premium features like enhancing your prompt. If your prompt isn't specific enough, you can generate sound effects based on recordings or other pre-existing sound effects. But then you can also adjust core visual elements of the video like the frame rate, the resolution, and the aspect ratio here on the left-hand side as well. You can also upload references for composition and camera movements right here, which is really cool. You're sort of training the AI as you're using it. And then here is where you can change the shot type, the camera angle, the different kind of motions, and you can also change the art style of the clip. So let's change a few of these just for fun. Let's say we'll do a long shot, we'll add a zoom in, and we'll make this into a black and white video. So now we've got a slightly refined version of our original clip here. You can see it has the zoom in, it's now in black and white, and it's a little bit wider of a shot. So definitely a lot you can do here with Adobe Firefly, but there are some limitations like the 5-second maximum, as well as the paid plan. But Easy to download. You just download it right from the interface, and then you can throw it in the rest of your editing workflow. So that's Adobe Firefly. So the next tool that we're going to take a look at today is Quicture. Quicture is an add-on for Adobe Premiere. So again, it is technically free to use, but it definitely benefits Adobe Creative Cloud editors most. It's an AI editor that's really beneficial for things like cutting social media sized bits out of larger videos without having to comb through all the footage or rewatch long clips. To install it, you just download and run the panel installer and then open it from the extensions menu right here in Premiere. You will need to sign in with a Microsoft account, and then the panel is ready to go. So the first thing you're going to do is throw any media you want to be included in the final edit into a sequence. It doesn't have to be in order or neat by any capacity. So we're going to use a webinar today, and we're going to cut it down into a social media sized video. Once it's all in there, you will go to your Quicture panel and hit next, and that's going to start the transcription process for the sequence. Once the sequence has been transcribed, you can identify and label the speakers. So you can name them here, and you can even review the transcript here as well. We're going to go ahead and hit next to analyze the sequence. And now that the sequence has been analyzed, you can actually choose how you'd like it to edit your new sequence. There are options for auto editing, where you let Quicture just do all the work. You pick the length and you can set an example based on other sequences, and then Quicture does the rest. There's also a guided edit option where you can enter a text prompt to specify the parameters of what you want the output to be. So for us today, we're going to enter in, cut this into a 1.5 minute summarization of the webinar and add the EMAM end logo at the end of the video. And then we will hit this button to go ahead and begin that edit process. So once it's done, you can review the new cut and polish it to your liking. So here is the new shortened version of our long 10-minute webinar, now down to 2 minutes, perfect for social. You can see that Quicture does a pretty good job of editing audio and dialogue, but there are a few areas where you might need to go through and smooth out the transitions between audio bits in these clips. You can see it also actually marks exactly what sections it has cut together, and those can be seen reflected in the transcript as well, so you can edit those directly there. You can also go in and refine your edit, so if you like where this was going but you need a few things adjusted, you can actually enter in a new prompt to refine this cut, or you can go back to the raw original footage and recut. One nice thing about Quicture is that it creates these separate sequences for each refined edit. So if I were to enter a new prompt and refine this further, it would actually create another sequence that I can then jump back to if I wanted to later. So you see how easy it is to jump right back to that parent edit. And then once you're in that parent edit, you can jump right back into the child edits as well. And if there was more than one, they'd just be all right there underneath each other. So the last program we're going to take a look at is Clipchamp, which is a full editing software that's available totally free online through Microsoft. It's all browser-based. Clipchamp allows you to manually create and edit, or you can create videos with AI. So we'll start off using the AI tool and then take a look at the manual editing timeline as well. So you'll start by going to app.clipchamp.com and signing in with a Microsoft account, and then choose between manual or AI. We're going to create with AI. So we'll start off by naming our footage here. We'll call this travel documentary. And then here you can easily select your footage. We'll grab a few clips. We'll also add in a voiceover and a piece of background music as well. So once you've chosen your media, you can then choose a style. We'll go with this one, organic. And once it's done reviewing all of our media, we'll be ready to go. So once we've got our style chosen, we'll click Next. We will do landscape and we'll shoot for less than 1 minute. We'll change the music here. We'll use the MP3 that we uploaded instead of our voiceover. And you can watch your video back from right here.
Italy, a country where history, art, and passion.
So if you're satisfied with your video as it is, you can just go ahead and export it right here, or you can choose to edit this in the timeline. So just for the sake of visualization, we'll take a look at that. Here's where you can import your media. One nice thing about Clipchamp is you can link it to your OneDrive, Google Drive, and Dropbox and instantly access any media that's stored in those cloud storage spaces. You can also just click import and import from your local machine. You can use screen recordings as well as audio recordings and text-to-speech, which is really helpful. You can also add things like shapes, lots of different graphics. One of my favorite things about it is the ability to really quickly and easily create really polished looking lower thirds. So you can see if you just search lower third, you've got tons of graphic options here. And all it takes to add them to your timeline is just clicking this little plus button. And those are fully editable in the timeline as well. Here's your text panel, where you can find lots of different preset text graphics, lots of different titles. These have motion, makes it really, really easy to apply the same graphic suite across a bunch of different footage. And then they also have a really robust template library. So if you're just making stuff for social media or things where you're going to need to crank out a lot of content very quickly, these are really handy. You also have things like transitions, and there's even a brand kit tool where you can add logos, color schemes, and specific fonts to create uniform graphics that you can apply in a very streamlined way across videos. And then when you're done in the manual editor, you just go up here to export. You can choose the size. We'll go with 720 to save some speed. And then here is another really great tool at Clipchamp's disposal. You can actually directly send things to either cloud storage spaces like OneDrive or Google Drive, or you can link social media profiles and upload them directly from here. So you've got YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn. So it's kind of a one-stop shop for everything you might need for exporting for social. So you can see there are a lot of really great innovative AI-based tools available to editors right now. You can use tools like these in tandem with each other to really boost productivity. So for example, you could generate a logo in Adobe Firefly and then use either Quickture or Clipchamp's AI modes to instantly add it as an on-screen bug throughout the duration of the video. Or you could use Quickture to make social media length videos out of large amounts of footage, then throw that smaller clip into Clipchamp to take advantage of their giant graphic library to add really polished looking motion graphics, intros and outros, and then post it right from Clipchamp. It's great because editors everywhere can breathe a sigh of relief knowing they can spend less time doing the really dull, time-consuming organizational and assembly-based tasks and spend more of that time polishing and refining their videos so that they'll be at their absolute best. Especially if you use these applications in tandem with EMAM, which already limits the amount of time spent combing through footage. It's a win-win. Thank you all so much for joining today's session. I'll turn it back over now to Dave for the question and answer portion.
Great, thanks a lot, Emily. Yeah, so we try to make these very short, so once a week, a little bit of kind of the cool things going on. So a couple nice little options you working with for your editing. Two quick questions. So rights. So in Firefly, those are custom generated, right? So there shouldn't be any rights issue with those.
Yeah, should be no issue at all. It's the same with, DALL-E, image generator, Adobe Firefly, Midjourney, all those things. Once you create that content yourself, it is yours.
Okay, And the second question was on terms of licensing or getting these tools.
So all of them are free to use. So Firefly and Clipchamp are both browser based. So it's just as simple as going to a website. You are going to be better off if you have an Adobe Creative Cloud account with Firefly, just because there's so many paywall limitations. But as far as Clipchamp, it's totally open, free to use. There is a premium membership there as well, but it's far less limiting and more so just locks up sort of advanced features like 4K exports and things like that. And then Quickjer, it's just a free downloadable application as well.
Yeah, I think to try, and then there's a licensing that goes with that one. But yeah, let us know if you need any more information, and thanks for your interest today. Yeah, hopefully you can join us next week for our next session, and hopefully we'll see you at IBC or one of the upcoming shows about our newest version coming up. Thanks so much for your time today. Have a great day.